Here are 25 facts about Guild Wars 2 that you may not have known. Did you know this about Guild Wars 2? There is a hidden jumping puzzle underneath the Silver Waste called the Dry Dock Scratch. This puzzle has you traversing a wide variety of areas underground, going through huge open caverns, down various script tunnels, and even along some sketchy floorboarding, all for the completion of this puzzle. You must gather all 9 milestones by simply walking underneath them as you go through this puzzle to earn the final achievement. But be careful, taking the wrong script tunnel will teleport you back to the beginning of the puzzle. Once you have earned the achievement, you get the Endless Script Burglar tonic that transforms you into a script burglar. Here's one Guild Wars 2 fact that you may not have known. In the Commodore's Quarter in Lion's Ark, you can speak to Turl Sharptooth, who will send you on a quest to use one of his special rifles to kill 50 Karka hatchlings all throughout Lion's Arch. Completing this will earn you the Lion's Arch Exterminator achievement and the Converter Princess, which allows you to feed her 50 Dragonite ore a day in exchange for a gunk-covered pellet, which drops all sorts of salvageable items and materials. I've included a complete video guide on how to do this in the description below. Here's one Guild Wars 2 fact that you may not have known. Every elite specialization, when unlocked, grants an exotic weapon that is corresponding to that spec. After unlocking this elite specialization, you also unlock the Small Collection series, an achievement that is tied to that expansion and that class that when completed will grant you an ascended level version of the elite specialization weapon, offering you a relatively simple and easy way to get some of the highest damaging weapons in-game for low effort. Here's one Guild Wars 2 fact that you may not have known. The prototype position rewinder is one of the most useful items in Guild Wars 2 when it comes to jumping puzzles, as it allows you to teleport to where you were within a 30-second time period, making jump puzzles a lot less intense. You can purchase this from Halfren in the Sandswept Isles of Living World Season 4 for 75 difluorite crystals and 175,000 karma. Here's one Guild Wars 2 fact that you may not have known. The Griffin mount was the first flying mount in Guild Wars 2, but actually it was considered a secret mount as there was no knowledge of the bird made publicly before the release of Path of Fire. Reddit user Yukiwa's boyfriend was the very first person to discover and unlock the mount in game. ArenaNet confirmed this and then sent him a signed poster of all the base Path of Fire mounts with a note confirming that he was indeed the first one to unlock it in the world. Here's one Guild Wars 2 fact you may not have known. You can trial any class that your Guild Wars 2 account has unlocked by entering the PvP lobby. This will allow you to test skills, playstyles, and builds without having to level them all the way up to max. This also includes any elite specializations that you have access to on your account. Here's one Guild Wars 2 fact that you may not have known. The Fiery Dragon Sword is a sword model that Ritlock Brimstone uses throughout most of the story for Suhafen, but you can unlock a replica of it by completing 10 achievements in the original Guild Wars game, and then linking your accounts together. Things like earning a PvP statue, hero statues, and more. The original Guild Wars is a fantastic adventure that I cannot recommend enough. There's also an Icy Dragon Sword variation that can be either crafted through the Mystic Forge or purchased off the trading post. Here is one Guild Wars 2 fact that you may not have known. Combat finishers occur when you use an ability that has a finisher tag inside of an ability that generated a field. The 4 finishers that are available are blasts, leaps, projectiles, and whirls. These can have a wide variety of effects depending on the field that the finisher is used in. The finisher combo will always try to prioritize the fields that you generate, but can be comboed off of other allies' fields. Here's one Guild Wars 2 fact that you may not have known. Crafting legendary items is one of the more grindy aspects of the game. However, with the Return to achievements, you can basically earn one for free. And that last bit is partially true, and in air quotes. Let me explain. To earn the Prismatic Champion's Regalia, the legendary necklace, you must complete each of the Return to achievements in every one of the Living World season maps, including Silver Waste and Dry Top, which is 24 in total. Along the way, you can also earn an Ascended weapon, a 32-bag slot, and even a Gen 3 precursor weapon that will allow you to work towards one of the Aurene legendaries. Here's one Guild Wars 2 fact that you may not have known. If you go to the lost city of Tarir in Auric Basin and speak with Sage Laurel, it will begin the achievement A Study in Gold, which has you going to many different places around Tarir scanning gold tablets. Once you have found all 17 tablets, you are then eligible for the achievement Wear Exalted Dare. Go to this location in the Vinetooth Den to find the body of the Exalted Herta, which once looted will offer you the Gobbler Herta, which will eat 250 bloodstone dust a day in exchange for a gift. Did you know this about Guild Wars 2? Auras are an effect that players can gain through various methods that usually help their character and harm enemies who attack them. Most of these can be created when completing a leap or blast finisher through their respective combo field, although there are many other traits and skills that can provide auras depending on your class. Chaos Aura grants you random boons and your foe random conditions when struck. These require an ethereal field. Dark Aura reduces incoming condition damage and causes torment each time you are struck. This requires a dark field. Fire Aura burns foes that attack you and grants might each time that they do. This requires a fire field. Frost Aura chills enemies that hit you and reduces incoming damage by 10%. This requires an ice field. Light Aura grants you 10% reduced incoming condition damage and grants resolution when struck. This requires a light field. Magnetic Aura reflects projectiles back to enemies. This aura cannot be generated through a poison field. Shocking Aura stuns nearby foes when they attack. This aura cannot be earned through a lightning field. Magnetic and shocking auras are unique as they are almost exclusively available to the Elementalist and the Engineer. The Elementalist has easier access to these, while the Engineer must trait into them. You can also use Relic of Surging or Relic of Earth to gain these auras respectively. Here's one Guild Wars 2 fact that you may not have known. Guild Wars 2 has one of the most robust and complete wikis available in any game that I've ever experienced. It literally has details on every single item that is in game, and it is accessible through the client. Simply type into chat /wiki and then click on whatever item that you may have gotten. This will immediately pull up a separate wiki webpage to show you exactly what that item is, if it's important, and how to acquire it. This makes the process of cleaning out your inventory much simpler because you can identify which items are important and which items are not. Here's one Guild Wars 2 fact that you may not have known. In the northeast section of the Desolation from the Path of Fire expansion, you can find this sand portal. Jumping through with your sand jackal will take you to the Shrine of Abaddon. You can kneel in front of the statue for part of the Path of Gods of achievement, or you can simply /dance in front of it and the statue will incinerate you. Here's one Guild Wars 2 fact that you may not have known. While you are out adventuring, one of the quickest ways to get to a town vendor is through the Obsidian Sanctum. Opening the World vs. World menu, you can jump down to the Sanctum, which will essentially have all the vendors that you will need to sell items, visit the Black Lion trading post, purchase salvage kits, and more, all very quickly. Once you are done, you can simply leave the Sanctum and be teleported right back to where you were. Here's one Guild Wars 2 fact that you may not have known. The Fractal Incursion event is now live through October 7th and is possibly the easiest way ever to earn a pair of legendary gloves in-game. You must complete the Incursive Investigation achievement, which will be phased out over the course of 3 weeks from the beginning of the event. This event also features an automatic grouping feature called Quick Play Beta to join groups together to participate in lower level fractals. Think very much of the same way that there's automatic grouping for structured PvP. Here's one Guild Wars 2 fact that you may not have known. Joining a guild has a lot of benefits, not only from the community and guild hall features, but one simple bonus is the boosters that are available to you. If you join a higher level guild, you can teleport to their guild hall and find Nathan the bartender, who will offer a number of boosters depending on what you are working on. Crafting, karma, resource node farming, or general experience boosters are all available, depending on the level of the guild. Here's one Guild Wars 2 fact that you may not have known. Located in Lion's Arch down Hooligan's Route is a number of vendors offering everything from seasonal items, lost or deleted items, and very importantly, Gar Leadclaw, who is over here, sells copies of all the converters that you may have, such as Princess or Herda. He also offers a Wizard's Gobbler that essentially is an all-in-one converter that you can equip in your shared inventory slot. Here's one Guild Wars 2 fact that you may not have known. In the Secrets of the Obscure expansion, you can complete an achievement in Omnitas known as the Strength of the Unseen, which has you following along with Maban's story and his journey as an Astral Ward agent. To complete this achievement, you have to speak to Callan, located here, speak with Ithil, located here, speak with Mare, who can be found here, inside the Wizard's Tower, reading Maban's journal, interacting with Maban's journal in the Frost Gorge Sound, interacting with Maban's journal here in Gendarin Fields, purchasing an Essence of Strength here from the Astral Ward Skirmisher for 100 research notes and 250 pinches of stardust, and interacting with the Omnitas Insight, Windy Bluff atop Maban's tower. For completing this achievement series, you earn the Relic of Maban as well as this unique greatsword. Here's one Guild Wars 2 fact you may not have known. The Mad King event is now live in Guild Wars 2, which is essentially the Halloween festival for Tyria. You can spend time with the Mad King and his lunatic court, farming the labyrinth, fighting Steve, gathering candy, or conquering the most fun jumping puzzle in the game in the Mad King's clock tower. This is of course a limited time event, and there are limited time rewards, such as miniatures, in-game skins, candy corn gobblers, and more. Here's one fact about Guild Wars 2 that you may not have known. You can earn a couple of unique titles in Guild Wars 2 by playing Guild Wars 1. Specifically, one that I love is the God Walking Amongst Mere Mortals title. To earn the title in Guild Wars 2, you must earn 30 titles in Guild Wars 1. These can be based off of experience, these can be based off of the missions, affiliation ranks, activities, or PvP. It is quite a bit of a grind, however, it is a very unique flex that a lot of people don't have. Here is one Guild Wars 2 fact that you may not have known. The Candy Corn Gobbler is a gem store item that consumes the candy corn currency from the Mad King Halloween event. While it does have a higher chance of transforming you into a Halloween creature, it also has a small chance to give you a number of boosters, such as experience boosters, karma boosters, even magic find boosters. Its current price is about 300 gems. Here's one Guild Wars 2 fact that you may not have known. In the Visions of Eternity expansion in Hall Garden, you can train this dog here, named Shrimpy, by giving her dog treats and then teaching her all 4 dog tricks. This gives you an achievement point and the satisfaction of knowing that you trained the bestest of girls. Here's one Guild Wars 2 fact that you may not have known. In the new Visions of Eternity expansion, in the Shipwrecked Strand, you can find 10 animals spread out all across the map to earn Leo the Relentless, a mini cat with a pirate hat and an eye patch. To start, you can find the Cabin Boy, located here. You can find the Sailor, here. You can find the Gunner here. You can find the Navigator here. You can find the Cook here. The Boatswain is found here. You can find the Master at Arms here. You can find the Quartermaster here. You can find the First Mate here. And lastly, you can find Leo the Relentless here. However, he is in an underwater grotto in the Jetsam Strand. Here is one Guild Wars 2 fact that you may not have known. In the new Visions of Eternity expansion in the Starlit Weald, you can compete in the Great Choya race, which has you running around as a pineapple choya, rolling and jumping through the race markers. Earning a gold timer on the race will earn you some achievement points as well as progress on the Starlit Weald Mastery meta achievement. Here's one Guild Wars 2 fact that you may not have known. There was once an April Fool's joke for the commando profession in Guild Wars 2 back in 2011. This military trained soldier profession was essentially an elite military unit using all sorts of assault rifles, machine guns, sniper rifles, and even more so calling in airstrikes using their walkie-talkies. While this was simply an April Fool's joke, it had its own feature-length video as well as many wishing it to be an actual playable class in the game.